Too Late Lenny, a short story by Robert Fairhead. Between you and me, Lenny, there are more mourners at your funeral with the COVID restrictions than would have been graveside had you died before the pandemic. Streaming it over Zoom helps boost your numbers. Mind you, most of the faces on my computer screen are strangers, or I haven't seen for ages. I recognise your ex-wife, and your adult kids, vaguely, and a couple of old work colleagues. The last time I saw Lenny, he was tanned and healthy looking, which he attributed to playing golf. "You got to take up golf, Bob," he advised me during our lunch. "Chasing a ball on the fairways will get you back into shape." I chuckled and chewed my steak. "And you got to give up red meat," he went on, waving about a slice of salmon on his fork. "Cows graze and get fat. Fish are always swimming, so they don't drown. That's why eating fish is better for you. They're fit." Lenny and I had worked together in advertising. He thought up funny lines and I wrote body copy. We made a good team and had many good times and laughs. But Lenny got greedy and moved on, and without him my copy lacked a punchline. The firm let me go, and I blamed Lenny for it. We cut our ties, and I lost track of him. 2 years ago, out of the blue, Lenny called me. "Hey Bob, long time no hear. How's retirement? We should do lunch again." And so we did, regularly for the next year and a half. As always, Lenny did all the talking, waxing lyrical about golf and life. Like me, he had retired. Unlike me, his long-suffering wife had left him. He rarely saw his kids and grandkids, and old friends didn't return his calls, except for me. "You know, Bob, sometimes I wonder where I went wrong," Lenny ruminated during that last lunch. "Perhaps I was too focused on work and money and having a good time. I burned too many bridges." I opened my mouth and was about to explain to him how I felt he had betrayed me too. But before I could speak, Lenny laughed and added, "Thank God for golf, I say." 6 months ago, Lenny called with the shock news he had cancer. "It's inoperable," he told me, his voice suddenly croaky on the phone. "You know what I said to the doc, Bob? Bugger." I meant to visit Lenny, but with COVID and lockdown, I couldn't leave the house. We spoke a few times on the phone until he got too sick. Lenny said he was reaching out to family and friends to make amends. "But no one wants to talk to a dying man, Bob. That's why I like calling you." There and then, Lenny, I wanted to tell you how much it hurt me, but I didn't. And now you're 6 feet under on Zoom. It's too late, Lenny, but I forgive you. Hi, I'm Robert Fairhead from Tall and True Short Reads and the Tall and True website. I wrote Too Late Lenny in July 2020 for Furious Fiction, a monthly 500-word short story competition run by the Australian Writers' Centre. The brief for July's Furious Fiction was that the story had to take place either at a wedding or a funeral, something had to be cut, and it had to include the words over, between and under. I set Too Late Lenny at Lenny's funeral. Due to COVID restrictions, his funeral was streamed over Zoom. Our narrator Bob tells the tale, between you and me, of his friendship with Lenny and how it had been cut and rekindled. And the story ends with Bob watching Lenny's coffin lowered 6 feet under via Zoom. I didn't win Furious Fiction July, but I thoroughly enjoyed writing Too Late Lenny. However, when I shared it on Tall and True, I changed the narrative slightly. Bob's still our first-person narrator, but in the original version, he only addresses the reader. Revisiting the story, I thought it sounded better for Bob to speak to his old friend Lenny in the opening and closing paragraphs. I hope you enjoyed Too Late Lenny. Please subscribe to the podcast and rate and review it via your favourite listening app. And don't forget to tell your family and friends about Tall and True Short Reads and the Tall and True website. Thank you for now. The next episode of Tall and True Short Reads, a song on the radio, will be in your podcast feed shortly.